Tonight on SmackDown Live AfterBuzz TV After Show, we see the new women's Money in the Bank. Lana finally debuts, and New Day is black and white. Stay tuned.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AfterBuzz TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
I'm just ready to dance around a chair and sit back and listen to SmackDown Live because we are live on AfterBuzzTV.com, the AfterBuzz TV YouTube page, iTunes, SoundCloud. You're liking, subscribing, telling your friends about the wonderful world of AfterBuzz TV as we break down SmackDown headed in to Money in the Bank in just about a week and a half. What's up, everybody? I'm Christian Rosenberg, the Twitter @WhereRosenberg, Instagram @TheWhereRosenberg, T-shirts like this one, ProWrestlingTees.com/Christian Rosenberg. I got my bushwhackers over on the other side of the desk with me. You guys decide who's Luke and who's Butch. First off, at Tom.com's Tom Connolly.
Hello. So now we know what happened to Scott's chair before. You were dancing in here, I guess?
Yes. Scott's chair broke as we were getting ready to start the show.
Now we know what happened to him. Okay.
Nah, that's what happened. At Scott Narver.
Now know who's broken,
Yeah.
so, yeah.
At Scott Narver, it's Scott Narver.
Now hold on. Now you said you want to just stop and just dance on a chair and listen to SmackDown. So you go right ahead. Go right ahead. Dance anytime.
I mean, I did, but I have to do a show. Everyone else
do both.
Everyone at home that's listening can be dancing around their chair while listening to us and watching us on YouTube.
Wow.
I think this is turning into a different kind of show right
Nope,
now.
this is
SmackDown.
No, this is how our show is every week. And joining us this week, she's new to the AfterBuzz family. You've seen her in the last couple pay-per-views. She happened to fill in on Raw AfterBuzz last night. She's here tonight on SmackDown, the A show, at _Denise Salcedo. It's
Yes.
Denise Salcedo.
Denise Salcedo. You got it right.
I said it right.
Yeah.
Nailed it. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for being here.
Yes.
We got to break down some SmackDown. I can't believe how long Lana's music actually is. No, we can.
It's
I mean,
only
if it's
halfway done.
That's only halfway.
No,
Looks
I
like
think
it.
we're more than half now. Yeah.
Oh, Jimbo in the booth. That Jimbo in the booth, our buddy. Hey.
Hi.
How much longer do we have of that song?
It says it's got another minute 30, dude.
Let's do it. No, I'm kidding.
That can't be a CFO $, right? Who's credited with that theme? Does it say Jimbo?
I don't know right now.
Okay.
well,
It just says WWE themes and
Generic.
songs.
Okay.
Chat roll. Let us know if that is a CFO $ theme for Lana, because we really got to play it tonight because she made her debut, which we'll get into in this first segment here. Shane comes out because I feel like Shane McMahon can only address things in the women's division. He does not do anything for anyone else.
That's not true. Later
not?
on in the show,
What did you do later on? I'm trying to remember.
there's a certain trophy in a certain room.
Like I said, he only does stuff for the women's division. Oh, I'm sorry. It was there. It was right there. No, but good point. I did forget about that. So Shane comes out with all the women. We unveil the women's Money in the Bank briefcase, which we were talking about last week. We weren't sure what it was going to look like. It's white with like the yellow stripe on it. It's a little smaller than the men's. I think it looks much nicer than the men's one.
It looks really cool, I think. The blue one kind of looks like a little bit... I can see where the women's one kind of looks a little bit more legit versus the blue one kind of looks like a toy. A cool toy.
Well, it's the blue, I'm trying to think what shade of blue it is. It's not even the SmackDown
It's
blue.
like a royal blue.
It's a royal blue.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay. Did they change it? Because I remember before it was not really royal blue. It was a little lighter of a blue. But I don't know.
Wow.
I like the women's one. I think it looks really nice. I would buy that one.
Tom's going to buy it.
So.
You would?
Yeah, why not?
What are you gonna
Probably
put
not. I
in
probably
it?
won't buy
Because
that.
it's
at all.
smaller.
Yeah. I know, but you should
It's
carry
probably
around.
the same price. Why buy the smaller one when you have the bigger one to fit more stuff in there?
That's just
Yeah,
carry
yeah.
on when he
Yeah.
goes on trips so he can feel exactly like the superstar who's going to win that briefcase.
Yeah, but Tom's a master 3D printer now, so he's
This is
going
true.
he's going to need more room in his.
I'll just print one.
briefcase.
Tom
Okay,
came in.
it's
I don't know
okay.
if we can get a good shot at
No,
this.
Here, show this one.
Oh, okay, 'cause
show it
mine's not
later.
as good.
I'll send a picture.
So Tom had fun with a 3D
Yeah,
printer.
He's trapped in a vault.
With a 3D printer and made us these two sweet coasters that I'm sure Xbox is gonna love.
Yeah.
So where can they buy them, Tom?
I don't know.
All right.
If you see Tom,
Yeah, I don't know.
call him over the
Send me a
head.
message on Twitter. I don't know.
Take him from me.
I
Probably
just
some.
picture a Money in the Bank like Russian nesting doll, where it's the blue briefcase, the woman's briefcase, the lunchbox, the keychain, and it just keeps going and going and going.
If you're not selling these, I think I might steal your stuff and start selling them on my own.
Oh, there it is.
Sorry, I copyrighted that now. Right now.
So Shane unveils, the briefcase, and then he starts getting interrupted by everyone. First off, Ellsworth says Shane should not have to mansplain to them how the Money in the Bank match works, which he was kind of doing, because everyone knows how the Money in the Bank match works.
There's
Yeah.
always new fans. You always have to explain. You know, you got to put it out there. You can't just assume that everyone knows. Why do you do an intro to this show?
But then why is he then explaining it to them? Like, it's then the commentator's job to be like, all right, this is how the match is going to work, or the ring announcer's job. Why is Shane explaining how it works to the women that are participating in the match?
Because the
the
people
video-
in the crowd can't hear the commentators, Christian.
Boom. That and for the video package later.
Yeah.
Oh,
They
the
need
video
Shane's voice
package.
on it, so.
And for Tamina. Who knows what she's like taking in, you know?
Plus, also, who knows? Maybe the rules are going to be different. I mean, they're not, but you never know. I don't know.
There was a moment where Carmella was like, yeah, like, oh, like, now I got this. There was like a moment where I saw
Oh,
it.
that's what we're
Did you
doing?
see it? Yeah. Did
I'm
you
not
catch
pinning
that?
them?
Yeah, Ellsworth probably explained it wrong.
Yeah. Oh, Jimmy.
Oh, big hog. Charlotte tells, as Carmella starts talking about how she's going to win, Charlotte tells her to pipe down, Princess, because the Queen has something to say. Thank you, Shane, for letting these others brush up against greatness. Natalya says this is going to be her moment. Becky says that the only thing that Natalya's the best at is ripping off her uncle. And then Tamina says she's going to shut him up.
I feel like everyone said something awesome except for Tamina, though. For,
For
real.
real.
I was like, really? That's it? Couldn't even try?
No. That was all they had. One sentence. Say what you can say in one sentence.
Yep.
I want to say... Nope, sorry. Nope, not
No,
anymore.
time's up. No, I heard a period in there. Sentence over. Out comes Naomi and saying her one regret as being champion is she wishes she would be able to participate in this historic match. Scott, you look a little puzzled.
That's crazy. Why? You're
Yeah, I know.
champion.
You're
Don't. That's
Why do you
no.
want to be in this dangerous match?
Yeah. Don't do it. Just be happy you're champ after recuperating from injury.
You're right.
Don't get in this match, Naomi. Don't do it.
So she's saying that, and then all of a sudden they're all interrupted by that music that we just heard, which I still haven't gotten an answer in the chat roll if it was CFO $sign or not. Yep, there it is.
It's okay.
Dylan Matthews had said Lana's entrance music was CFO $sign until March 5th while managing Rusev, but that doesn't explain this current.
Right, that was her
tune.
previous one. We still got like another 4 minutes of the song.
Maybe
so.
Rusev is at home with a saxophone and just.
Well, he's not doing anything else right now.
Yeah, that's what he could
Oh,
be doing.
man.
He wanted a
He's
match.
going to be the violinist, but the saxophonist.
Oh my god, that'd be amazing.
It's just like the spotlight hits him.
What was the name of the Vince McMahon
wanna
song
see
that he
that.
did for the Slammies way
Oh,
back?
man.
Stand back.
Stand back.
Yeah.
We're going to have that moment
Yep.
with Rusev and a saxophone.
That's gonna be
Oh.
awesome.
I hope he's like Bleeding Gums Murphy from the
Yes. Oh, shades, like the oversized suit. Oh, people, we have to make this happen.
Yeah. Man, I wish sometimes the crazy stuff we say could actually happen sometimes, because it would, at least for like 5 minutes, it would be a great laugh to just watch.
Well, Lana finally makes her debut, and she comes out and pretty much says, well, Naomi can't compete in this match, but I can. Crowd starts doing a yes chant. They're chanting for Lana. And then Naomi goes heel. She just starts making fun of her. She's like, you serious? Like, you're not going to be in this. I mean, like, who have you beaten? And Lana's like, I'll beat you. And all of a sudden, the roles reversed.
To be fair, Lana's undefeated.
Well,
I just think
No,
the crowd
no, I
is
thought
so
her-
behind Lana that it's bound to happen with anyone she talks to.
Right, but I thought she lost in the WrestleMania
yeah,
match.
she did, yeah.
Was she pinned?
I think she may have been. I don't know.
See? No one knows.
Yeah.
You can't look back at that. It's gone now.
It's erased. It's not on the network or DVDs or anything of that nature.
But to Denise's point, absolutely. The crowd loves Lana.
Yes.
Even when she left, man, it was like, we won, Lana! And can we just say that she is incredible walking with those heels and that dress? She had absolutely, like, you would have thought she could fall in that. No, not Lana. She was just amazing.
We all were thinking the exact same thing.
Yeah. I was thinking she was like Jessica Rabbit, just in blue, not red.
And SmackDown
That's
Blue,
true.
because she's on SmackDown, not Raw.
Exactly.
Does
Good
that
for
make
her.
Rusev Roger Rabbit?
Yeah, sure.
Rusev Rabbit?
Rusev Rabbit. Hashtag Rusev Rabbit.
That's cute. I like that.
Well, Shane is
I
angry.
think Rusev's more like RK Maroon.
Oh, wow. Shane is annoyed that Lana came out there and interrupted it and told her to leave. She storms off.
It's so unfair. Kevin Owens did the same thing, and he got in the match.
Yes. The same exact thing happened.
That's what I actually thought was going to happen. I even turned around and looked at you, and I was like, oh, she's trying to Kevin Owens her situation into this. And I was like, oh, that'd be funny, because, they had the men's version, now the women's version. That's hilarious. So I was actually thinking that was what was going to happen. So I was kind of disappointed when it didn't, but it makes sense.
Ish.
I don't know. Yeah, she could have fought in the match.
What do the
and,
Usos have to do with
you know.
this?
They were all tied into it.
Okay.
Watch the Fashion Files, you'll know.
Oh, got it.
But yeah, she could have fought somebody. She could have fought Naomi tonight. If she won, she got in the match.
Well, Naomi was too busy being in a 6 women's tag rematch from Backlash as the welcoming committee took on Charlotte, Naomi, and Becky. Becky's got a new t-shirt. New Inspire the Fire.
I like it.
That was cool.
What did you think of it?
I thought it was nice.
Really? Because I think
Oh, you're talking about like my whole segment?
Yeah.
Oh.
Your purpose in life.
Yeah. Denise, this is a brief Christian's Closet segment.
Brief.
Oh, it's just about her new t-shirt, which looked good. It was black with the orange writing. She cannot change her hair until this whole thing gets all played out at this point.
Will she turn into like ice?
Yes.
Cool down?
Yeah, her heel turn, her hair's going to be blue. And then she'll have ice in her veins.
Nice. Well, that's cool.
Yeah.
Good for her.
Yep. But no, good t-shirt. Buy it right after you buy one of mine. So 6-woman tag match. Chaos at the end of it. It was a fun match. Lana comes back out, trips Naomi when the ref distracted, and then when Naomi rolls back into the ring, she gets super kicked by Tamina, and Tamina pins the champ, and Lana has a big old grin on her face.
I'm glad.
Anything?
I'm glad Lana came back, though. I was kind of like afraid that was going to be it. And I was like, really? That's her big debut here on SmackDown? So I'm glad to see that she came back afterwards and, actually caused Naomi this match, technically. I was kind of surprised that Tamina got the pin, though, but still, not bad.
What do you mean? You got to keep Tamina strong. Isn't that what everybody says? It's been like for years now. She's been out forever to keep her strong, so... It works out. I did like in the promo too that Lana stood up to Naomi right away, which it was like all right. I like how they're establishing her already of being like, well, I could beat you. I only had one match at WrestleMania 2 years ago, but hey, I still think I could beat you. I thought it was a good way to bring Lana into the fold for the whole in the division. So. I agree.
So with the rule, Christian, Tamina won now. What does that mean later on?
Well, there's still another week. So this one doesn't really... It's always just the one before the pay-per-view.
Yeah, but we have 5 competitors. What if there is no match next week?
They all just take the week off?
Yeah. What if... Or they're just talking.
And no one lays a finger on each other?
Right.
Then Tamina will not win. Which we kind of knew from the beginning.
We don't know. I don't know. We don't know who's gonna win this match.
Well,
I know it's not going to be Tamina.
Why? I don't know why you say that.
I feel bad about saying that. But
Jinder Mahal
Exactly.
is the world
Exactly.
champion.
who's fighting for the SmackDown Live Women's Championship at Money in the
Yeah.
Bank?
we're going to get to
Lana.
that.
Yeah, it's fairly significant.
Lana could win the belt, and then Tamina could cash in on her right away.
Oh.
That's actually that's true.
What if Tamina wins and it's like a $1 Million Man Andre the Giant style?
Oh, where she doesn't
hands it off.
She doesn't know the name of the championship that she's handing off.
She just Natalia with her heart money pays Tamina for the briefcase. Even though Tamina has the snooker money.
Sweet snooker money.
Yep. Shane is backstage on the phone, and all of a sudden, the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal trophy just strolled into his office. He's like, "How did this get here? It's a pretty trophy, but it's pretty big. How did it just waltz its way in?"
He carries it everywhere.
Yeah, well, yeah, because Mojo is there. He talks about when he won it, it was the greatest moment, and he thought it would springboard his career. But lately, he's been a ghost, and he wants to know if Shane's forgot about him. And then, here is our moment where I feel like we're having these moments more often, where we have proof that everyone listens to our show. Because what does Shane do? He says...
He fires Mojo.
Yes.
On the spot.
Yep.
Right. And then credits rolled.
Yeah.
End of the show.
Yeah, I want to see how this
We'll see you next
relates
week.
to our show, because I don't know where you're going with this. So.
Well, Shane goes, you know, it's true. A lot of people are ready to break through, and they have to get that opportunity. Like Mojo, like Ty Dillinger, like Luke Harper. The names that we've been mentioning the last several weeks, and where have they been? Why are they not on TV? Shane's like, yeah, I've been hearing people talk about where you guys are. And it's about, setting that opportunity for the right time. You want your opportunity? All right, tonight, Mojo, you will go one-on-one with Jinder, because you're the only person that has defeated him since he's come to SmackDown. And if you win, I'll add you to the Money in the Bank ladder match. I like this promo. We got a real intense Mojo about, hey, I won this thing. And I feel like it earned me some extent of stuff, some opportunities, but I haven't gotten any yet. So
right.
What's the deal?
He is so right. After hearing this, I was just like, man, like Mojo's so right here. Like, why hasn't anything happened? I love the part where he said, like, man, I thought my career was gonna take off after this, and then nothing. I'm a ghost now. And in that moment, I was like, oh, poor Mojo. Like, this is so sad.
It would have been great if Baron Corbin popped up and was like, yeah, me too.
and Big Show.
And Big Show. And Cesaro.
Yeah, everybody should have popped up and goes, no, haven't you been watching the past couple years? That's not what this trophy means at all.
You gotta lug this thing around for a year for nothing, just so you know. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think Mojo, I don't know what they're doing with him. It's kind of, yeah, I guess he's kind of a ghost.
I think the best thing for him is to kind of stay off TV till Zack Ryder comes back, and then him just annihilate Zack Ryder and turn him heel.
Oh, I think
I think it's the other way around.
The other way around. Zack Ryder annihilate Mojo.
Yeah, that's what I want to see at least. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I had something I was gonna say and I forgot what I was gonna say about Mojo.
Must have been very important.
I don't know. Let's keep him as Mo Ghost Rawley. I like that.
Mo Ghost
He has a
Rawley.
new action figure coming out. Was that what you were gonna say, Tom?
No, I wasn't gonna say that. I can't remember.
Does it come with Zubaz?
It does not, but I'm sure his elite will.
Okay.
If he gets one.
Oh, there's two?
Right now it's just a basic and a battle pack with the Hype Bros. It's him and Zack Ryder, and they have the Hype Bros gear.
All right. AJ versus Ziggler rematch from last week. This match was a lot shorter than last week's. Very good match, but I was really surprised how quick it was. AJ countered a roll-up into the Styles Clash and gets to win, get some revenge from last week.
Yeah, it's perfectly fine, but like I said, just really, really short.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're going to be going back and forth with this for a while right now, since it's kind of just like a 50-50 thing. Nothing's really happening with Dolph or AJ right now.
Well, except the whole Money in the Bank match.
Yeah.
That whole major, colossal match.
Yeah,
But until then, is what I'm saying. Yeah.
But with two people that, right there, one of them is not going to win it, so we're going to have feuds that are going to spawn from there.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, because AJ won or Dolph won last week, AJ won this week. If
Right.
they never fight again, then neither one of them are winning.
We'll never know who the better man is.
Tamina.
Yeah.
Yes.
I thought it was a fun match though. I mean, I think last week's was better, but
Right.
for the time they had, it worked out well. I think I don't know. The crowd loves AJ, and AJ is awesome, so it worked out well. It was fun.
Something that happened in this match that I truly hated was Ziggler goes for a roll-up and grabs the rope, and AJ still kicked out at 2, which defeated the entire purpose of a bad guy grabbing the rope to steal a victory and cheat if the good guy kicks out.
And the ref didn't stop him?
Yeah, the ref should have totally like smacked his arm or acknowledged the fact that he was grabbing the rope, but the fact that nothing was said about that and AJ kicked out made Ziggler look like a fool.
That's true.
Yeah.
I remember what I wanted to say about Mojo.
What?
I want to say the reason why he hasn't been around is because his buddy Gronk isn't on TV, so there's no reason to, put him on SmackDown if Gronk isn't there.
Are you happy that we waited this long
No,
to hear this?
I'm mad I said that now. That's okay.
I was
Are you gonna
ready
rage
for it.
against yourself?
No, yeah, I'm going to rage against myself.
But it's okay. We can forgive you for that, Tom.
It's okay.
Because it's time for another edition of the Fashion Files.
Yay.
Tonight's episode, Dumb on Arrival. We start with a photo of Humphrey Bogart with the words fashion icon. A photo of Kid Man. Cologne. The Usos who are annoying. A photo of Michael Hayes that says repeat offender. And a photo of Enzo that says out of our jurisdiction. I think Scott liked that one the most. Fandango said he took a bottle of cologne to the boys in a lab. He found out there are no boys and no lab. So I tested the bottle for prints. Or tasted, excuse me. My computer auto-corrected itself. Tasted the bottle for prints. I started to think it's not the cologne, it's cologne. And then they have a moment of trying to figure out what they meant by that. New Day's cart pulls up to the Fashion Police headquarters. They open the door, and they're immediately in black and white. And Big E really emphasizes that they're in black and white. Anywho. Fandango says, listen, Big E, if that really is your initial. I may like Dirty Dancing, but I'm not a dirty dancer. We won't take bribes like of the rompims that they graciously gave them.
You have to explain to me, being the fashion expert on the show, what is that?
So, from my knowledge, being that I've never worn one myself, nor would anyone ever want to see me in one.
They wear you.
Yeah, well, of course.
Yes.
A romper, and Denise, you might be able to help a little more with this. So yeah, break down kind of the romper, because it's kind of like a one piece with shorts in a way.
Yeah, it's essentially like, like you have your dress. Well, instead of it coming down at the end, it goes in and it's like a short. So it's like a shirt with a short together. And right now it's kind of like the whole thing where people are like, oh, this new company is like bringing out rompers for men. And people are like, what's happening in this world that there's rompers for men? So I love that they brought out the romper, because it's like, what the heck is happening? But Tyler Breeze, I'm not gonna lie right now, he didn't look too bad in that romper.
So it's a slightly baggier romper.
It was a romp him.
That they're well, they are dubbing the rompers romp hims.
That's what I mean. Yeah.
So why don't you have a romp him?
Because New Day didn't give us one.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you're the fashion expert. I feel like you would have all the cutting edge fashion on the show.
Well, just because I might be the cutting edge fashion expert, that doesn't mean that all cutting edge fashion is good fashion.
Do it. I want to see you in a romper.
It's called Pro Wrestling Tees, Scott, not Pro Wrestling Romp Hims.
Thank you.
I know you're going to open up your...
/ Christian Rosenberg.
There it is. Thank you. I didn't even plug it. Well, Tyler Breeze puts it on, as Denise was mentioning. He loves it. According to Denise, he looked good in it.
Yeah, not too bad.
All right. New Day wants a little intel on the Usos, and they pull out several boxes of evidence on the Usos, including one of their Day One is H shirts, where then Biggie says, you mean ish? And Fandango says, Gesundheit. And as New Day leaves, we have in their minds, new Case Rocks. New Case Rocks. New Case Rocks.
It was a very, very funny
I
segment.
love this segment.
Like everybody gels really well together, and it was nice that Big E got to be in the front of this.
Yeah.
You know, we often see Xavier leading the pack, but Big E was right in on it, and it's just nice to see it shift around the spotlight of who's doing the bits. And Fandango and Tyler Breeze look like they're having a great time as always.
I had two very favorite parts during this segment. The first was when Biggie, when he said, "We're black," and he's looking at his hands, and then he goes, "and white," and looks at them. So that was like very like, I was like, that's funny. And then towards the end, when they were just like, where Breezango were like talking with each other within their minds, and then their faces of the New Day was so funny that it just like made the whole segment for me. I loved it.
Yeah, and we've been talking about how 1 week it feels like someone wrote it for them, and then 1 week it feels like they just kind of did it on their own. This one definitely felt like this was just their own idea.
Yeah, it's like each week it's either like really funny or why did we do that this week? But yeah, I thought this was great. A lot of fun. Yeah, everyone else said, but you know,
It's great that they play it straight.
Yes,
too.
exactly.
Like
I
they're
think
not going over the top. It's not super broad.
Yeah.
They're just playing it straight and letting the laughs hit.
I think it was funny where at the end when Tyler Breeze was in the romp him, like you could see him looking at Xavier Woods, and they're like really, they think they used to be like roommates before, and
Yeah, they're
Tyler
really good
Breeze
friends.
looked like he was trying not to laugh so hard as he was looking at Xavier Woods, like Xavier was looking like, I can't believe you're wearing that right now.
Like, no, it happened.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, Tyler Breeze, remember, master of disguise.
And hopefully next week we see him in men's lace shorts, which is apparently the new men's item. So
What?
maybe that can be a thing for next
time
week.
out.
Yeah, it literally came out right after the romper. There's like this announcement where men are wearing these very colorful long shorts, but they're actually like lace and they have like highlighter colors. I think that would be funny to see that next week.
Who's
So
gonna
you
wear
mean
it
like
first?
Lacy Zubas is what you're explaining, right?
Lacey Zubas.
That's what it sounds like to me.
Really?
That's what it sounds like.
Scott, I feel like that would go
That you're
well.
gonna wear it
no,
first?
No, I think that would look good
That
on
you're
you.
going to wear it first.
But-
You're going to
but-
beat SmackDown to the punch and set the precedent.
Well, I think they would look much
Yeah.
better on you.
I know they would, but
I'm sure
you're
you
going
get
to
them
wear
on
it
Amazon.
first.
I gotta. I'm guessing something like that's probably way too expensive.
You're in the fashion industry. People would be thrilled to just give it to you to promote it.
If you guys have clothes you want me to fashion off, and I don't have to pay for it, feel free to send them on in.
Are you asking the chat roll for like stuff in the garage?
You have a garage
If you guys
sale
have
and
a
someone
romper,
that
romp
nobody would
in,
end up
send it.
buying, and you just feel like I'm either gonna burn it or trash it, just send it in. Jim, I'll put the address on the screen.
Yeah, put Christian's home address
No,
on the screen.
not that. No, like the AfterBuzz studio address. No, oh, we can't do that. Okay.
P.O. Box 963, New York City, New York State 10108.
That's not it.
Okay.
No Nickelodeon fans? Come on, guys.
I was like, wow, why do we have a PO box in New York?
I'm like, we're in
I was
LA.
like, are they going to ship it to New York and then ship it here? Like, what's happening with that?
I was just so
Christian's
impressed.
closet's like Narnia. You just open your door and just throw it in.
It's a magical,
It'll get
wonderful
to him
place.
eventually. What I was thinking for what Tom said, where like bi-weekly, it's like who wrote what skit for them. Do you think that when they're not writing it themselves, whatever writer is told, well, watch last week's and then go, and they're like, okay, we can make this funny again, and that's why it's not hitting the mark, so to speak?
Yeah, maybe. I don't get it though. I don't understand why when you have these guys that are obviously creative and funny, why not just be like, okay, like they're traveling together all weekend.
Mm-hmm.
So if they're like, okay, hey, you guys, we're gonna do another segment next week, obviously. So they have like all weekend. So I'm sure they come up with ideas. It's, I don't know. TV's weird. Like things that you think should be on, get nixed and stuff. So it's like, I don't know. It's interesting how they do it each week, but this one was good. So.
Yeah. Mojo versus Jinder. Jinder's new entrance. Oh my God, this was awesome.
Yep.
I love this so much.
Jinder Del Rio? Yeah.
What? Well, just because the Singh brothers introduced him? That's the only similarity.
I just wanted to say.
Did they have buckets?
No, not yet.
Okay.
Were they wearing tuxes?
They were in nice
Did they
clothes.
roll their R for Jinder?
No.
No, okay.
Well, they were speaking Punjabi in the beginning.
So they could have been.
So they introduce him. Music starts playing. It goes pitch black. One spotlight. Jinder comes out very slowly. And then as he slowly starts walking down the stage, all the lights just slowly start following him until he raises the title, and then they all go up.
Well, he also had a portion of his turban that hangs down,
covering
his face, which was very mysterious.
I like that.
Yeah.
I thought it was cool. I was like, oh. I was like...
It made him look more of a badass.
Yeah.
It's weird, though, when you're not wearing a shirt and you cover some of your face. And you're not really wearing pants. They're just like, well, I'll keep this hidden.
Priorities are just not straight.
Yeah, I don't know if it's to hide your identity, but someone might be like, I recognize those nipples. That's Jinder Mahal.
Well, it says it on his pants.
Well,
too.
it's
And his title, because he doesn't have a symbol.
well, it's gearing up for a battle between guy who just covers his face and the rest of his body exposed, and sleeveless sweatshirt, no pants guy.
Sure.
That's really all I had for that part. So. Good to me. All right. But
You know what, Scott? That made me think. What if that's going to be his symbol?
Oh, his covered face?
His covered face with the turban, and you just see his eyes.
Ooh, he's
That'd
like
be
a
cool.
phantom. I love the details though, and everything that's going on right now with Jinder, and then like bam, the rug in the ring, like
yeah, the Persian rug in the
Yeah.
ring when he came out. The way he's like holding the title and bowing to it. And it's crazy because all of a sudden then he has his match with Mojo, and 2 months ago, or maybe a little over 2 months ago, these two would face off. No one cared. No one was like, whatever, it's a throwaway, filler match, fine. And now it's at the point where it's just like, oh my god, Jinder's such a bigger star than Mojo.
Obviously.
It's worked. What they've been trying to do has worked between the entrance, the promos, giving him the big win. And now all of a sudden you have this rematch from a couple months ago, and it's night and day on how the fans are treating this match. All of a sudden it went from, a little filler match, let's see what happens, to, there's no way Mojo's going to win this.
You mean by building someone up credibly and making them
Yeah.
taken seriously?
What I'm saying is they did it correctly. They did it well, and it worked.
When you do it in a couple weeks, you take notice.
Instead of months and...
Yeah.
You know?
Except over a long period of time with a chase and all that, when you just go, this is going to happen right now, you go, okay.
You might be right about that, Scott, because then people have too much time to forget things.
Yeah, I mean, this still reeks of the JBL switch. Like, JBL's WWE Championship transition was so fast. Like, just...
Well, we talked about that a few weeks ago, yeah.
Yeah, and it's still following that, where you're just... It's at such breakneck speed, you just go, I sure? Yeah, he's credible now. He's the guy. He has other guys with him. Okay.
But it was successful.
Right, but the beginning of it is so weird for me
Yeah.
going like, well, he hasn't won anything. What's going on here? Like, he's going to win. And we just take it at face value now.
I feel like we're on a Jinder coaster right now. It's like it has its up and downs, but it's going fast and it's happening, and there's nothing you can do about it. We're going.
And your mouth is covered, and you can kind of see where you're going, right? I guess so.
Kind of.
Right? But we're screaming.
Yes.
We're all screaming.
But no one can hear us because our mouths are covered.
I mean, I was kind of worried. I thought Randy Orton was going to come out and screw him out of this match. And Mojo
And
was
get
gonna
Mojo in the Money in the Bank
Yeah,
match?
I really thought that was going to happen. I was like, oh, no, I don't want Mojo in the Money in the Bank. But I was glad that Jinder got the win, and a decisive win, which was good.
Yep.
And I mean, from a production value of WWE, like, they are above and beyond like any other kind of sporting event product, with the way they are able to take the stage, and it's a screen, and they can do so much with that stuff, which is like incredible. If you look at even Raw from like a year ago, before they even did the split, like now, like, they can do anything on that stage, and it just makes it look so much cooler, and so much, with him, like, with the like Taj Mahal in the background, and all that kind of stuff. You're like, this is incredible that they can make anybody look like a star. Like, if you never watched wrestling and you just turned in today, you'd be like, wow, what is this? Like, this is so crazy.
And it's just with lights.
Yeah.
Like, even I mean everybody has like Nakamura's entrance, all that kind of stuff. The amount of detail they put into that kind of stuff just is what makes them, who they are and above and beyond everybody else.
But then you hear Jinder talk, and you're like, what? Like when you're a new person tuning in.
No, oh, yeah. You'd be like, this guy's a champion?
Yeah.
But, I don't know. I mean,
I think his promo works it's gotten better, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, but he has that kind of raspy voice, so you can't really yell as much in that.
But that's fine, though. He doesn't need to yell.
Right, well, yeah. I mean, that's different for, like, fans who are so used to guys yelling a lot.
With more girth.
Yeah.
It's kind of like, what about him chirping, though? That was kind of funny, though. That was my favorite part.
Well,
I just pictured what James Ellsworth's, like, badass entrance would look like. And it's just, like, a voice that's, like, 2 fists with a fighting chance, and like 2 giant hands like collide, and there's explosions.
His Tron was 2 fists, like
out comes Ellsworth
pumping
to
into
like
each other.
rock music. Oh, that'd be hilarious.
Well,
and then the new person would just change the channel. They'd be like, "What the hell's this guy doing?"
Well, you realize Ellsworth is the one guy that could dethrone Jinder. That's the only one that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. That's why he hasn't wrestled.
It's like King Arthur in Excalibur. He just pulled the sword out. I guess he's the one.
Yeah, he's the one.
the chosen one.
Keep Ellsworth strong.
Yeah. Jinder after the match cut a quick promo saying he dismantled the dreams of Mojo just like he's going to dismantle the dreams of Randy Orton. I am your medicine, and once I cure the universe of Orton and the Money in the Bank, you people have no choice but to accept me as your modern-day Maharaja. And then, as Denise pointed out, when he went to the ropes to pose, he slipped.
And I laughed super loud.
She kind of did. I felt he caught it well. Like,
it was too late, man. It happened.
No, well, I mean, it happens to all of them at some points. No, except Scott, apparently.
Undertaker never happened.
How often did Undertaker pose on a second rope?
Never, because he knew he'd slip.
Touche.
Yeah.
But he can't avoid that fire, though.
Yeah.
We have a video package for Nakamura. I was so bummed by this because when it started with the painting, I thought it was Aiden English.
I thought when it started with the light bulbs that it was Luke Harper.
I'm like, oh, come on, they're like building someone up. Great. Oh, it's another thing in Nakamura.
Can I tell you about my idea for Aiden English?
Please.
Okay, so I have 2. One of them is either putting him with the Drifter, and him and Elias Sampson become...
They're on different shows.
I know, but that would be funny, because I think that they'd be great together.
Okay.
Maybe they're pen pals, and then they become friends.
Pen pals?
The other is every time, like, let's say he's in a match, and he gets knocked down, and he gets up, he takes a bow, and then he becomes a different wrestler. Like, he takes a bow, and then he's Hulk Hogan, so he does the big boot and the leg drop, and then he takes a bow, and he's a different wrestler. So, like, his like
the Charlie
his
Haas
theater,
syndrome.
Yeah, kind of like that, but without dressing up all the time, because I think with Tyler Breeze dressing up right now, that'd be too much. But something where, like, his acting, and he's a thespian, and he's in character, I think it'd be funny.
I could see them doing that for sure. Like, eventually down the road with Aiden English, just being like, all right, you're this guy. Then
You're the guy who's in... it's been about a year and a half. We need someone to impersonate all the legends again. All right.
I don't know. We will see. That'd be crazy if they did it, like, next week.
I'd be like, Rosenberg, you're right. They're listening.
They listen. Renee's backstage with Orton. Orton said, he's been, talking with legends lately. And they've been saying that, let Jinder run his mouth because actions speak louder than words. I'm sorry, wasn't this man the guy who once killed legends?
Nope, true.
Yeah, but now he eats dinner with them.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. And a table for 3.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Got it.
Catering for 3.
He says he doesn't need to say one word and Jinder will hear me just fine. So once again, Orton's going into this match against Jinder not really caring.
Yeah, sounds about right with
Yeah.
Orton these days. That
I really almost want to see Jinder just destroy him in this match in like 5 minutes.
Like Alexa Bliss destroyed Bayley.
Yes,
destroyed.
yes. Like as much because Randy.
It
Orton
won't
just
be the
doesn't
main.
care.
Money in the Bank match will be the main on this show.
You think?
Oh yeah, I think that'll be the main over their rematch.
that's tricky
I don't
because
know.
when you have the title afterwards, then you have the Money in the Bank winner, and then there's the anticipation: are they going to come out right now? Maybe there's a stare down. Maybe they're trying to cash in.
Yeah.
Right, but I think it's a big. I think they're making the Money in the Bank match a much bigger deal than the actual title match for this show. So I think it will just be like, oh, now this guy won it, So when is he gonna cash it? Tune in this Tuesday night, because maybe he'll cash it in then.
Yeah, I don't know. I want this match to be a main event. Like, they deserve. It's the championship. Like, I didn't like it before when they would, if John Cena wasn't, the champion, he'd be in the main event still. Like, no. Just because Jinder's champion doesn't be like, oh, no, that's okay. We can put other matches ahead of him. No,
that's true.
Championship match should always go last.
Because then it kind of takes away from the title. I mean,
Exactly.
not really, but it kind of does. I see what you mean.
Yeah.
And the layout is very important.
And I like Scott's idea of, like, somebody already has the briefcase.
Right.
So they could cash it in after. Like the Ambrose last year. Like,
Right.
That was
Right.
that was amazing.
Yeah.
So,
We had forgotten.
yeah.
Because that title match was so crazy, and then out came Ambrose, and
Yeah.
everything got shaken up.
Shaken up, and then came the draft.
Yes, and then a superstar shakeup. A lot of shaking,
A lot of shaking.
A lot of shaking.
And upping.
but now we're smacking and downing.
Yes. New Day versus the Clones. We're at a point in the match where both Big E and Xavier locked Primo and Epico in the abdominal stretch and proceeded to spank them. Wrestling.
What do you mean? Isn't that how you wrestle? We've been watching Big E do this for years now.
But I haven't seen two of them do it at once.
They got new moves.
Yeah, it's SmackDown.
Show
SmackDown
new
Live.
moves.
Midnight Hour for the win. New Day victorious. They're interrupted by the Usos. And they're like, oh, we got jokes. You guys are funny. We got some jokes too. Hey, Kofi, with your crop top and stuff, you're just missing a tutu. And hey, Big E, is that your bra size?
That was a good one.
And Xavier, oh, look up. Oh, now look down. What's going on with those shoes? Oh, snap, we told you guys. They've been so much better than this.
Yeah.
Who?
Usos. Their promo's been so much better than this lately. This was definitely a...
I actually thought it was pretty funny though. They've gotten so good on the mic.
They are
and
so
today,
great.
They were just as entertaining. And I was saying earlier that I feel like they're almost kind of getting to where like I can definitely see the New Day and them like going at it and then kind of being equal, since the New Day is like so next level entertaining. I can see the Usos like not falling complete short of that.
Which they need. I mean, out of all the tag teams in WWE, like I feel like it's like New Day then Usos, even including people on Raw. So, I mean, it was good. I thought it was funny. Yeah, the Big E, the bra size, I thought it was funny.
I like that one was funny. The other ones didn't hit for me, but I like when bad guys are trying to joke about the good guy superstars and it's not funny, because clearly, like, I want to boo that. Like, you're not insulting the guys that I like.
True.
He didn't insult Xavier. I felt like Xavier knows his video game channel. He knows what shoes he's putting on, so he's fine with it. It's like, you're not insulting me. So they still are on top for it. You know what I mean?
I gotcha. So I mean, they're hyping it up. I'm guessing we'll have singles matches next week of some kind, at least one. So yeah, I'm excited for the match because, like Tom, you were saying, these two teams have been. I mean, you could throw probably Cesaro and Sheamus in it too, as far as like the three teams overall in the entire WWE that have been the most entertaining and just the most consistent in their matches. Dash is backstage with Sami Zayn. He's talking about how he's been studying his opponents and he can't figure out Nakamura and his crazy charisma and all his mannerisms. And he'll be at ringside doing commentary during the match. Baron Corbin comes in there and just destroys Sami Zayn again. And just so happened to have all these ladders perfectly placed backstage. And
ready for the
Sami
match.
Zayn saw all of them with his face.
Poor Sammy.
Poor Sami.
Sammy's getting annihilated.
Yeah, Sammy's
and
getting
the
destroyed.
entire build up to this. He got hauled out in a stretcher a couple weeks ago, and now he's getting bashed with all the ladders. Like, this still reeks of Rusev potentially being in this match. Like, I don't know if Sami Zayn's going to survive.
They keep teasing it.
Or it's the other thing of like where he's getting the crap beat out of him so much he wins the match. You know what I mean? Like he's endured all of this beating by Baron Corbin for weeks and weeks and weeks, and then like Corbin's about to grab it, and out of nowhere comes Sami Zayn, and he knocks him off the ladder and wins it. So
I feel like that's like definitely like it would be complete like turnaround. I mean, I love Sami Zayn, but it's just not looking good for him right now.
No.
Was he doing better on Raw or SmackDown? I think on Raw he didn't get beat up as much.
He's beaten Baron Corbin twice.
Yeah, he's beaten
on the
Corbin
show.
twice.
So I feel like he's doing,
About the same.
He's getting some W's on this show.
At least.
He's getting really beat up.
Shane McMahon is backstage. Naomi comes into his office, wants a match with Lana at Money in the Bank. She says she'll even put the title on the line like we were talking about before. So Lana's, unless she has a match next week, her singles debut will be for the SmackDown Women's title at Money in the Bank. Now, we expect we wanted Naomi to be defending her title at the match, but obviously so many of the women were already in the Money in the Bank match.
All of them.
Yeah, pretty much all of them, except Lana. So, are we okay with this?
I'm excited. I'm excited to see what Lana's got, you know. And if she doesn't have a match next week on SmackDown, then she has more time to, you know, keep training and stuff like that. So I love Lana. I think that, you know, she already has a crowd behind her. She has personality. She has charisma. Now if she can pull together a basic match and have something solid, then I think we will even get even more behind her, and we can see her like coming up there.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's going to be a dance-off anyway, so.
You know, next week they're going to have a dance-off.
Yeah.
Next week they'll
There
have
we
the
go.
dance-off.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, go ahead.
It's strange because this is a great opportunity for Lana. She's obviously been training and working to become a wrestler, but it's tough because, okay, so the crowd totally loves her, or this crowd did tonight at least.
Yeah.
That could continue on, and the story probably you're trying to tell is Naomi is the good guy and she's the bad guy, and it's so much pressure for Lana for her first match out. Like, that's the rough part to me, is it's not something that she could work her way into that would be an easier scenario. This is just so much pressure right off the bat.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of people kind of forget Lana's agility and athleticism, which we have seen. We saw a little bit in her WrestleMania match, which was obviously now, 2 years ago, a year and a half ago. But she apparently has been very impressive in all her NXT house shows with how she's wrestled too. So I'm intrigued to see it. I'm curious on the story they'll play with it, because, like you were saying, Lana's going to get cheered, but she's going to be the heel in the match. Is it going to be the type of thing where at the end of the match, Naomi feels respect towards Lana and they turn Lana then? Or for all we know, Lana just might be like, nope, I'm going to be the female Jinder Mahal.
We never know.
Yep.
I mean, I think, I don't know, yeah, that's a lot of pressure to be like, all right, your first singles match. And it, like, is she like Nakamura now? You know, they're going to wait for the pay-per-view to have her debut. I think they give her one match next week, at least, before. We got to at
Kind of
least
want
see
to
her.
wait it out, don't you? Kind of like
At this
keep the
point, I kinda
suspense
do. I
going?
kinda
At this point,
do,
I want to
but-
wait. I want to wait on it.
Yeah. I kind of want them to wait it out, but I could see them at least putting her in a tag match next week.
No, dance off.
No, we can do that the next week. The week before. That's the contract signing. A dance off.
They dance their signatures on the contract. Main event: Kevin Owens versus Nakamura. Baron Corbin's on commentary now since Sami Zayn was incapacitated.
And Corbin never asked that question. Before we beat up Sami Zayn, he says, I have a question for him. Beat him up. Never asked him a question. He's a terrible journalist.
Cliffhanger.
It's a great movie,
I think it's
but he's
good
a terrible journalist.
I think it's good journalism, because next week we might find out what that question is, so we have to tune in to find out.
I will, but I still think he's terrible at this.
Good match between the two, like we would expect. Kinshasa for the win. And then after the match, Corbin hops up from commentary, hits the end of days on Nakamura, and Baron Corbin's music plays with a big old grin on his face as he walks up the ramp as SmackDown goes off the air.
So he took out 2 people today on
Yep,
SmackDown.
took out Zayn and Nakamura. But thankfully, I feel like Kevin Owens' Thumb of America is doing okay.
Yeah.
The Thumb of America.
Yeah.
Did you not see his tweets and everything? Apparently,
No.
he broke his thumb, and he tweeted photos about the hashtag Thumb of America.
Oh. Well, good for him rising above all this.
Yes. Well, the thumb.
Yeah.
The thumb rose above it.
Right.
Go Thumb.
Yep.
I thought this was a pretty quick match, though.
It was on the short, like
to main event.
it was shorter.
Yeah, and it was a very decisive win for Nakamura. I mean,
Over a champion
yeah,
in a non-title match.
I think
Who would've thunk it?
I think I mean, with Nakamura being beat up, maybe Rusev could take his spot in this match. I don't know. Rusev is making his way into this match somehow.
Guys,
Rusev versus Corbin. That's it.
the Stanley Cup Finals will never end, so Rusev will never appear on SmackDown.
Wait, Marvel Stan Lee's doing what?
Yes, Stan Lee is doing a hockey thing.
What's that? Spitting?
Yeah, ice
spitting.
ice and skating.
He's like doing jumps and like spins and all that kind
He's
of stuff.
too old for that. You can't do that. That's
He's
not
done a
fair.
lot. He's very impressive for
He's
his
supposed
age.
to just sit somewhere and make a comment, and then you pay him a bunch of money. That's it.
I have a thing I just thought of.
Okay.
What if, which we've never seen this before, and I don't think we'll ever see it, but what if like
Jinder Mahal is WWE
yeah, I
champion.
guess. Like, what if Rusev just came in at the end of that match and just grabbed the Money in the Bank and took it?
If Jinder took it,
Yeah,
well, it's
like
not
say
his.
it says whoever grabs it, it's theirs.
But then it's not legal, though.
But I mean, we can get around that. Come on, a lot of things.
So
happen
you
in
think
wrestling.
you think Jinder suddenly runs in, climbs the ladder, grabs a briefcase, and then they're going to ring the bell and they ring announce. They'll be like, "Oh, your Money in the Bank winner is Jinder?"
You
Question
mean
mark.
Rusev?
Oh, I thought you said Jinder. I'm sorry.
No, maybe I meant Rusev. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just
'Cause that's why it made no
I'm
sense,
just trying to
but
think
Rusev
outside
should.
of the box of what is gonna happen. So
I would think the way that it's structured is if he were to pull it down, he doesn't win it because he's not a competitor in the match. It's not a free for all. But if someone took it from him once he was, say, in the ring or out on the out on the floor, that person wins it because
Gotcha.
they're the first to acquire
Right.
Yeah.
the Money in the Bank that came down.
And who knows? There could be a thing like how we had many years ago with Ken Anderson and Edge, where all of a sudden he just put up his briefcase in a match.
That was,
I was
very
there.
Lana and Naomi.
Yeah.
yeah,
We're
I was
just
there live.
attacking-
Saw it happen.
Oh.
Really?
Yeah, I
Wow.
saw Edge win the briefcase.
All right, so before we wrap this up, though, each week we've been doing our quick prediction on if we feel our mood has changed as to who's winning the Money in the Bank ladder match. So let's do it right now. We have one more SmackDown before our official predictions go in. Scott Narver, who's winning Money in the Bank?
Which one?
Both. Let's do both.
Big briefcase or tiny briefcase?
Cool looking briefcase or weird briefcase?
Okay, cool looking briefcase is going to be Baron Corbin, and weird looking briefcase is going to be Carmella.
All right. Tom.
I'm sticking with Carmella for sure because I just want Ellsworth to have to carry that thing around. And then I'm kind of changing it to Sami Zayn. I said Baron Corbin, but I think the way they're going with having Sami Zayn just get beat up each week, he's gonna finally be able to pull out that big win.
Denise?
I'm going to go with Shinsuke because I want him to do something different, and I don't want him to cash in his Money in the Bank as a surprise. I want him to challenge the competitor, the champion, to a one-on-one match instead of a surprise. So I think it would go with his unique style. So that's why I'm going for Shinsuke, also because I love Shinsuke. And for the women's, I'm going to go with Becky because I think she deserves it, and we haven't seen her do anything since she lost her title, so I want to see something good happen for her, and I think the crowd's behind her, and I think that would be a good pick.
Jimbo, what do you think?
The Money in the Banks?
Yeah.
I
Who's your
say
quick pick for him?
Nakamura's in it. He's probably going to win it. And let's go with Tamina. It's going out on the gusto.
All right.
We're just going with Tamina.
Good thing this isn't next week because that would have been your final prediction.
I'm sticking with Natalya for the women's one, and Tom for the same exact reason you broke down. I think Sami Zayn now too because it's a guy okay, he's now taken out. He's not going to be in this match now, right? He's not going to be. He's just getting beat up too much. So it just adds the shock and just like the excitement and all the energy that Zayn runs out to the ring with and all that, throwing the briefcase with it. Especially if at some point Kevin Owens won the WWE title and then Zayn cashed in on Owens.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yay.
Yeah. You finally get you get that back from NXT
Or he cashed in and then
years ago.
Owens beat him.
No.
So those are our thoughts for right now. Of course, you can keep talking to us on iTunes and on the YouTube page and on various forms of social media. Scott Narver, how can people reach out to you?
You can reach out on social media at Scott Narver. You can check out Fox Sports Presents Wrestling Compadres Slamcast. You can check out the previous interviews. Pete Gas was last week. Go listen to that. And also the biggest episode of On Your Mark, youtube.com/OnYourMarkShow with this week's guest, Matt Morgan.
The Blueprint.
And something major goes down in that episode. You're going to want to check that out.
Ooh, see? That's a cliffhanger right there.
Mm-hmm. Sylvester Stallone.
Yep.
Michael Rooker.
He's
Good
on the
movie.
show? Oh, wow. Awesome.
Yeah. Tom Connolly.
You can find me on Twitter, Instagram at TomTheCom. I'll put up a picture of this 3D print thing I made.
There you go. Denise Salcedo, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you
How
for
can
having
people reach
me.
out to you?
You guys can find me on Instagram and on Twitter at _Denise Salcedo.
All right, Jimbo, plug yourself.
Follow me on Twitter at Jimbo in the Booth. Check out Xbox12360 tomorrow. We will have EC3, Ethan Carter III, and the Road Dog himself.
There you go. And you can follow me on Twitter at Will Rosenberg, Instagram, Will Rosenberg, T-shirts, ProWrestlingTees.com/Christian Rosenberg. And June 18th, Alpha Omega Wrestling returns to Victorville, California for AOW Presents Homecoming. Brian Cage, Willie Mack, Joey Ryan, and many more. Follow them on Twitter at AO Wrestling for details and for all your other AfterBuzz TV news and gossip. Follow them on Twitter at AfterBuzz TV. Thanks so much for tuning in this week. For Scott Narver, Tom Connolly, Denise Salcedo, and Jimbo in the booth, I'm Christian Rosenberg. We'll see you later.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.